What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the basics of algebra. So, for those of you who have watched my first video, we talked about solving the simplest of linear equations, where we just use one step, using the four fundamental properties of math: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And so today, we're going to level up our knowledge of equations by solving equations in two or more steps. So here's the thing we need to consider. Is that we have a certain order of steps for solving equations. It's kind of like PEMDAS, but it's actually the exact opposite. And you're going to see what I mean when we start talking about two-step equations. So, I'll remind you all that to solve an equation, we simply use inverse operations. So if you have addition, you use subtraction. If you have a division, you use multiplication. And then you know about the other two, hopefully. Alright, so we're just going to get started with some simple two-step equations, just to give you an introduction about the order of steps that we're going to be taking. So let's see, what can I give you here? How about 3x minus 15 equals 12. Alright, so as you can see, we have a coefficient right next to the x, which means that we have multiplication. But you also have to notice the negative 15, the minus 15, whatever you want to call it, that's right next to the x term. So we have two different operations going on that must equal 12. So remember, the goal is to get x by itself and get x on one side and the numbers on the other. So let's try it out. So we have 3x minus 15 equals 12. What's the first thing we do? Well, it's really simple, guys. If you can get coefficient and variable on one side and numbers on the other, then you're pretty much almost done. So what we gotta do here is get isolated, and to do that we add 15 to each side. And in doing so, we get 3x equals 12 plus 15 equals 27. Now we got just multiplication to worry about. So how do we cancel that multiplication? It's inverse operation, division. So we must divide each term by 3 to get x by itself. Oops, that's not what I wanted. These are tiny little buttons I have to press here. And then you should have a final answer of x equals 27 divided by 3 equals 9. See? Just like that. Simple. Now remember what I said in the first video if you want this. Always check your work. How do you do that? You simply take the original equation, 3x minus 15 equals 12, substitute your solution for x, and then evaluate. So we have 3 times, we are going to be substituting 9 for x because that's what we got for our answer, minus 15. Does it equal 12? Let's find out. So 3 times 9 equals 27. Subtract 15, do we get 12? Yes, we do. So there you have it, guys. That is how we solve a two-step equation. So notice my reference to PEMDAS earlier. It's the complete opposite for when you're doing multiplication, division, and addition and subtraction. If you're doing PEMDAS to evaluate an expression, where you mainly do multiplication and division first, and then addition and subtraction second. However, when we're solving two-step equations, we're going the opposite direction, where we do addition and subtraction first, and then multiplication and division will come second. Why don't you try one on your own? Try one on your own. So I want you to pause the video after I give you an equation. So what can I give you? Let's say x divided by 4 plus 13 equals 7. Alright, so there you have it. X divided by 4 plus 13 equals 7. Pause the video and we'll get back to it later. Okay, folks, so hopefully you have this equation figured out. So as you can see, we have division and addition. Alright, so remember, we cancel out addition and subtraction first. We have addition. We need to cancel it out with subtraction. Alright, now we have x. Oops, I forgot to make the fraction bar. So we have x divided by 4 equals 7 minus 13, that equals negative 6. Remember guys, so we have opposite integers, so opposite signed integers, so we have to take difference of the difference of each other, and then take the number with the greatest sign, the number with the greatest absolute value. That would be negative 13. And so we have x divided by 4 equals negative 6. Now we simply need to add, multiply by 4. And in doing so, we get x equals negative 24. Alright, ready to check it? Alright, so we have x divided by 4 plus 13 equals 7. We're going to substitute negative 24 for x, put that in parentheses, divide by 4, add 13 to that, and hopefully we'll get 7. And then we are going to, so negative 24 divided by 4 is negative 6, because it's an odd number of negative integers that we are dividing. So negative 6 plus 13. My. It does equal 7. Alright. That looks good. Alright. So that's how you solve two-step equations. Now let's try to get more steps in. So, what are we going to do? Move here. Well, let's say we have an equation that looks like this. 4 equals 3x plus 2x plus 6. Now probably right now you're like, what? What just happened? Well, we have two x terms. In other words, they are what we like to call like terms. So like terms are terms with the same variable or are both constants, which are the numbers without the variables. So now what is this? What do like terms mean in solving equations? Well, if you remember, if you took like 7th or 8th grade math, if you remember, you have to simplify the expression by combining like terms. So we have 3x and 2x. So when we add, we simply need to add the coefficients. So you should have an answer like this. Because 3x plus 2x equals 5x, because 3 plus 2 equals 5. Pretty simple. Alright, so 4 equals 5x plus 6. We are going to subtract 6 from both sides. 4 minus 6 equals negative 2. That equals 5x. And now we're going to divide each side by 5. We're going to get a fraction as our answer. A2 fixed equals x. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Anyways, let's check it to see if it works. So we have 4 equals 3 times negative 2 over 5 plus 2. Really wish I had a better tool, you guys. Negative 2 over 5 plus 6. Alright, so I'm actually going to multiply both at once. Because that's something I like to do. I like to multitask a lot. So be prepared. So 3 times negative 2 over 5. So we have negative 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 divided by 5. You should have this. And then 2 times negative 2 equals negative 4 divided by 5. We get minus 4/5 plus 6. So we have negative 6 minus 4 because we have like fractions. We get negative 10 over 5, which can be simplified to negative 2. Add 6 plus 6, and hopefully your check winds up at 4 equals 4. So there you have it, guys. That's how you solve equations with like terms. Alright, why don't you try, let's try one, how about you try one on your own? See how it works out. How about 6x plus 2 minus 4x equals 16. Okay, so here's your equation. Pause the video. Come back to me when you get the equation solved. Okay, bye. Alright guys, so hopefully you solved this equation now, and if not, and if you're stumped, don't worry, I am happy to walk you through this. Alright, so we have 6x plus 2 minus 4x equals 16. Now we do have a constant in the middle. Don't worry about it. It has nothing to deal with the like terms. You just need to pay more close attention to the signs here. So we have a 6x and a negative 4x because we're subtracting. So combined like terms, we have 2x plus 2 equals 16. We're going to subtract 2 on both sides. 2x minus 4 equals 14. Divide 2 on both sides, we get x equals 7. Alright. Checking. Just gotta enjoy the checking, don't we? Substitute 7 in for x because that is our solution. Now, we just need to evaluate. So 6 times 7 is 42. And add 2. Minus 4 times 7 is 28. Equals 16. Now I can't really calculate that in my head, so I'm going to calculate all those 3 terms in my head. But really, I know that it has to be 16. if it was some more method other than checking, hacking, I probably would have used my calculator on that. You'll learn on that. Anyways, so solution checks, and now we have it. Now we're done. Okay, so we have one more set of equations that I'd like to give you. However, I'm not necessarily sure if we're ready for that yet. I think we need a little bit of review from middle school math. And that is something called the distributive property. And yes, you're going to end up using it to solve equations. Sorry guys. Anyways, here we have something like, so I'm just going to be giving you simple expressions for now. Now, if you feel like you know this pretty well, please skip through the video until we get to the equation stuff. Alright, for those of you who stayed, I'm going to show you an example of how the distributive properties works. So we have 2 equals 3x minus 4. Minus 4. So what you notice here, we have 3x minus 4. Minus 4. 4. We have 3x minus 4 in parentheses, and then right next to the parentheses is 2. So basically, it means that we are multiplying. Now you could just try to simplify this on your own. However, can't really simplify the parentheses any further. So you might think this is in simplest form. Wrong. There is a way we can simplify this even further, called the distributive property. So what you gotta do is imagine that this parentheses is your x, and this is your coefficient right here, 2. 2. So it has to multiply over here, right? Everything over here. So what we're really trying to do is take 2 here, our coefficient, and multiply not just to 3x, but to negative 4 as well, because we are multiplying to everything inside the parentheses symbols. So we're going to take 2 times 3x equals 6x. I need to do this in equation format. And then 2 times negative 4, because there's a subtraction sign we have here, we have 6x minus 8. And there you have it, guys. That's how the distributive property works. If you feel like you need more practice, I'm still going to give you another practice problem. Okay? So let's try 6 times 2x minus 7. Try it out. Pause the video and work it out. Okay, we're back and ready to go. So we have 6 as the coefficient, 2x minus 7 as our variable. So we need to multiply 6 to everything that's inside the parentheses. We're going to take 6 times 2x, which equals 12x. 6 minus times negative 7, because it's a subtraction symbol, we have 12x minus 42. Pretty cool, right? Alright, we're ready to solve equations now? Alright, so this is the last set of equations that I'm going to introduce to you before we close off. Alright, so let's say you had something like this. Four x minus 6 equals 9. So how do we solve that? Well, we just got finished with covering the distributive property. If you really feel like you need to cover that again, please rewind and review it again. Alright? Anyways, hopefully you know by now. And so we have 3 as our coefficient. 4x minus 6 is our variable, so we're going to multiply 3 to everything that's in parentheses. So 3 times 4x equals 12x. And 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. Look at that. We got ourselves a fancy two-step equation. So now we're ready to solve it. So 12x equals, we have to add 18 to both sides, so 9 plus 18 equals 27. And divide x on both sides, divide by 12 on both sides, we get x equals 27 over 12. Number 12. Alright, still checking, even though we got ourselves an ugly fraction here. So we got to substitute 27 over 12 for x, minus 6. Does it equal 9? Well, let's find out. I always like to simplify the parentheses since we don't have any variables here. So we are going to take 4 times 27. If I'm correct, it's going to be 108. Divide that by 12, you should get 9. And you then take minus 6, which equals 9. I think we're on the right track. I think we're done here. Nope, still got to keep going, unfortunately. So 9 minus 6 equals 3. And then solution checks. Awesome. Now, I'm going to give you one more practice problem on your own. However, this one is going to be quite a challenge. So I want you to take everything that you learned in this video and apply it to everything I'm about to give you in this equation right here. So we have 3x plus 4, 5x. You know what? I should minus 4, 5x. Yeah, how about just x plus 2 plus 6 equals 9. Alright, pause the video, give this a shot. Remember, use all the skills that you just learned. Oh, you don't need to see that. Use all the skills that you just learned in this video and, well, apply it to this equation right here. So good luck. Alright, so we're back and ready to solve this. Unless you solved it already. If you did, I'd be very impressed actually. This is a pretty hard one. I'd be very surprised if someone actually got this right. But anyways, we have x minus 4 times x plus 2 plus x equals 9. Now right now, you're probably playing distributive property. Guess what? I'd be doing that as well. So we're going to take 3x minus 4 times x equals 4x. Negative 4 times 2 equals negative 8. Plus 6 equals 9. And now we combine like terms. So we got 3 minus 4x equals negative 1x, or negative x, whatever you want to call it. Constants are combined are like terms as well, so we're going to add those together. So negative x minus 2 equals 9. And then negative x, 9 plus 2 equals 11. Divide each side by negative 1, we get x equals negative 11. Isn't that fancy? Alright, I gotta look back through here again. Sorry guys. But anyways, it's ready to go to check. 3 times negative 11. 11 minus 4, negative 11 plus 2. Is that right? Yes. Plus 6 equals 9. Now I hope all goes well here. And if I screw up on this check right here, I strongly apologize. I hope I don't. I have a strong ability that I can do that. I can do that without making any errors. But if I don't, I strongly apologize. But anyways, 3 times negative 11 is negative 33. Minus, okay, wait. Negative 4 plus 2, negative 11 plus 2 equals negative 9. Multiply that by negative 4 because of the negative sign. So 9 is the same thing as 9 times 4, which equals 36. Add 6 to that, and you get 9. So I take 36 minus 33 here, and we get 3 plus 6, which equals 9. Wow, I actually did that all on my own. Well, and if you did this on your own as well, I am super impressed. Yes. And hopefully this video worked out with you guys, and I hope that you follow along with my other videos. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and to be on the lookout for any other videos that I might post. I might be talking more about equations on my next video, so I guess I'll see you later, guys. Alright, have a good rest of your day. Bye.